This is breaking news.
Well, Aaron Rodgers has made his decision. He says he will be joining the New York Jets. The Jets and their fan base have been waiting on pins and needles for weeks, which kind of feels like months waiting for him to come out of his darkness retreat and make his mind up as to whether or not he would retire or play for another year, which would allow the Packers to trade him to the Jets. And he says today on the Pat McAfee show that he will be coming and playing for the New York Jets. Let's take a listen to that moment.
At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
And I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me and kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans.
Hell yeah.
And what it's meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation, it is what it is. The Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. They've let other people know that in direct words. And because I still have that fire and I want to play and I would like to play in New York, it's just a matter of, getting that done at this point.
The four-time NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion had been trying to decide whether or not he'd retire or lace him up for another few seasons. So here we know that Aaron Rodgers will be a Jet. Let's get some immediate reaction to this, and for that, we kind of turn it into a Jets late-night reunion here. Former Jet quarterback Jay Fiedler and former Jet safety Eric Coleman, thank you guys for talking about this. And I think this is really such a monumental day here for the Jets, because year in and year out, they've been looking for that quarterback, that Hall of Fame caliber quarterback that could take them to a Super Bowl. And is there a belief right now that they have that caliber of a guy? Jay, we'll start with you.
Well, certainly. I'm sure there's a huge belief within the organization that Aaron Rodgers is the right guy. It seems like they're putting all their chips into one pot for Aaron Rodgers throughout this free agency, which is probably making the negotiations a little bit more difficult between Green Bay and New York. That these teams are both kind of negotiating, one-on-one. They both know that Green Bay knows that New York is solely going after Aaron Rodgers, and the Jets know that they're the only place that Aaron Rodgers now wants to go. So the two of them will see what they end up coming up with in terms of a trade package to get this deal done. Hopefully it happens soon, but to have a talent like Aaron Rodgers come into a team that showed last year that they have a top defense to make a run in through the playoffs and ultimately to a championship type season. You add an MVP, Hall of Fame caliber quarterback to the mix, and that's a good recipe for getting you in position to make a run.
Yeah, is that the best way to look at it, Eric? Is that they are putting themselves in position to make a run at a Super Bowl?
Yes, that's a great way of looking at it. The Jets, when you look at last year, they lost several games by one possession or less, by a few points. And all they needed was that extra touchdown, those extra points on the board. And you look at bringing in a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who's done it at the highest level for his whole career. I believe that is the chip that the Jets needed. This defense has been thriving. They've been playing well. But as you get to the end of the season, they get a little worn down from being on the field. Aaron Rodgers is that guy that they believe in, that can add those extra minutes to the drive, add the extra points on the board, and hopefully add some W's.
I got to be honest with both you guys, man. When he first started this this podcast by saying this was never going to be decision day, I went into that retreat 90% thinking that I was going to retire. I thought, man, this guy is going to continue to drag everyone through this decision-making process, but he did finally say that he wants to become a Jet and that he will be obviously a Jet if the Packers make this trade. Jay, you brought up a really great point about the compensation. All right, you're right. The fact that Derek Carr and Jimmy Garoppolo have gone by the wayside, and the Jets basically put all of their eggs in the basket to try to get Aaron Rodgers. We knew that the Jets were going to go all in for him, but the Packers have already stated that they don't want him back, that they're ready to move on. And truth be told, there's really no other suitors. And since Aaron Rodgers is the one who kind of held this up in the first place, is the compensation going to be what we've reportedly heard the Packers are going to want, which is 2 first-round picks? Or is it going to more closely mirror what the Jets paid the last time they got a Packers future Hall of Fame quarterback in Brett Favre, which was a 3rd-rounder and a 4th-round compensation pick?
Yeah, well, certainly. I think it's going to come down from that 2 first-rounders. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers look at it as, right now, Aaron Rodgers is kind of on that par with Lamar Jackson. If a team goes after Lamar Jackson, they got to give up those 2 first-rounders to get him. Those are the only 2 quarterbacks left in the free agency pool that are worth that caliber. Now, because they're only negotiating with the Jets, obviously, I don't think they're going to get what they ask for. So certainly that package will come down. What it comes down to, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and that's really going to be the big question as to, how much are the Jets really going to be paying at this point? But clearly they've already steered their organization in the direction of getting Aaron Rodgers by signing one of the guys that was on his wish list in Alan Lazard. Is it important when you move to a new team? First off, would you guys have ever had like a wish list of players that you would like to bring along with you? And how important is it to have guys that you're familiar with in that locker room with you?
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to bring a wish list to whatever team I was playing on. I don't think any team was interested in listening to what I had to say. But, you have to think about, and Jay can probably speak more to this, as a quarterback, having that familiarity of a wide receiver that you played with, it would definitely make things a lot more comfortable. He's already played with the offensive coordinator, so there's going to be some ease coming into this organization, understanding that they speak the same language. But definitely familiar faces will be great. But he has a ton of talent in Garrett Wilson, the offensive line, the tight end position. This offense is stacked full of playmakers. So you add in a great quarterback, I think things are looking up for this New York Jets team.
Jay, who's on your short wish list?
Like I said, I wish I had a wish list, when I was playing too. I probably had a wish list, and I told the front office what it was, but they didn't listen to me. So, and look, I think Aaron touched base on that a little bit in his interview. How some of what is reported is true, and I think the part about his wish list is a little bit exaggerated. I'm sure when the Jets spoke to him, last week after his darkness retreat, he mentioned some players that he loved playing, some free agents that were there. But I don't know if it was a demand that you get these guys in order to get me. So. Yeah. Again, you also got an offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, who runs the system that Green Bay ran. So, certainly in free agency, he's going to go after guys that know his system, that can come in right away and feel comfortable in that kind of offense, especially when you are going after an Aaron Rodgers, is a 1 to 2 year get for you, for the organization. It's not a long-term deal. It's not, they're not looking for Aaron Rodgers to be a 6-7 year fix here with the organization. It's, we want to win now. We want to win this year, next year, with a high caliber quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. So let's bring in guys that know his system, that feel comfortable with him, that could go right away, get on the field and feel comfortable with an offense, especially a new offense that Nathaniel Hackett's going to bring to the team.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this team is a built-to-win-now team, especially with what both of you have talked about, which is they've got a elite defense and they have elite playmakers on the offensive side at every skills position and an offensive line that they're certainly working on. How important is, in a system that has all of those elements to it, when you add someone that has the the credibility and the pedigree of an Aaron Rodgers. How important is it to plug him in as that final piece to the puzzle to see the Jets getting over the top?
I think it's hugely important. You saw it happen with Tom Brady down in Tampa Bay.
Right.
A recent example of that. A solid team that needed that one piece of the puzzle to get there, and certainly Tom Brady was able to get the Buccaneers to bring in players that he liked as well, and that fit his style and fit the organization. So I look at it comparatively to that situation from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine how frustrating it could be. This is why I play defense. I like to dictate the success of how we go out there and play. I couldn't imagine being a skill position player and not getting an opportunity to get the ball. And then when you bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who's made superstars out of regular wide receivers, you have to be licking your chops. If you're a skill position player with the Jets, this is a great opportunity for you to get the ball. You're going to get the ball with it's going to be thrown in the right direction. It's going to be teed up for you the right way. It has to be very exciting for the offensive players to add a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers.
Well, they are certainly in position to do that right now. The question is whether or not they're going to get the trade done. And now it brings on a whole new layer of waiting for the Jets and the Packers to try to make a deal done. All right. Eric Coleman and Jay Fiedler, thank you guys so much for helping us break this down, and we'll be seeing you guys on Jets Late Night this season.
Looking forward to it, Steve. Thanks for having me on.
All right, appreciate it. Just to recap once again, Aaron Rodgers has made his decision. He says it's his intention to play with the New York Jets. He made that announcement on a podcast earlier today. Let's take a listen once again.
At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
And I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me and kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans.
Hell yeah.
And what it's meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation, it is what it is. The Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. They've let other people know that in direct words. And because I still have that fire and I want to play and I would like to play in New York, it's just a matter of, getting that done at this point.
That is right. It is no longer a matter of if, but when. So now we'll be waiting for the Jets to make the official announcement that a trade is happening and that Aaron Rodgers will be coming to New York. But yes, this is definitely going to be a big year for the Jets, who, by the way, Las Vegas, if you believe in what Las Vegas is predicting, right now Las Vegas has the Jets at the 6th best odds to win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers makes a difference. We're going to have more coverage on Aaron Rodgers, what it means to this community, what it means to the Jets fans, coming up tonight at 5 and 6. But until then, it's been a Breaking News Report. Thanks for watching.